Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday morning. Hope everybody's doing well today. Doing my usual Dunkin'. So I'm just checking out the YouTube and the Facebook. There we go. It's going to be 87 today here. It's friggin' crazy. It was 67 a little while ago when I went to get coffee. Now it's 87. It's going to be 87 this afternoon. That is just crazy. I know it's early, but I didn't want to come on and start getting used to this StreamYard. If you're out there, say hello. Don't be afraid. Hello, Krista Goose. How are you? No, I'm trying. I'm definitely trying to start doing some regular stuff and get out there a little bit more. You want to come on and talk a little? I can send you the link. Hello, Arthur Leslie. How are you this morning? Happy Wednesday morning, everybody. If anybody wants to come on, just let me know. I'll send you the link or the invite. But everything's looking good. Camera's looking good. Facebook's looking good. YouTube's doing fine. Oh, Chris, you're driving. How's the weather in Texas this morning? How's the weather where you are, Arthur? And Arthur, you can come on too if you want. I'm leaving it open for anybody that wants to come in and chat a little. I'm still working on my Amazon shipment. I have been going nuts with Inventory Lab. I have been searching for a better way to do Amazon. And Inventory Lab, I think, is going to be the way I'm going to go. It's just fantastic. I have my scanner. I scan something. It brings up all the information. I put in my cost. It tells me how much I'm going to make after fees, how much the fees are. And then I can click it just to check Amazon to see if I'm gated, because I've been gated several times on things. Okay, Arthur, I understand. Wow, 50 and raining in Texas. Wow. I wish it was raining here, would cool it down more. But anyway, Inventory Lab is fantastic. I have about 105 items so far ready to go. The nice thing about it, I don't know if you know about Amazon, you have to put a batch together, and as you're doing it, it's live on Amazon, so they see what's going on. With Inventory Lab, it's all on just Inventory Lab. It's not live until you want it to be live, which is nice. But it gives you a little line of text that says it's probably going to go to one of these two warehouses, or it's probably going to go to this warehouse. But that's the thing with Amazon. I can have 105, 110 items. They're not all going to go to one place. Could go to 5 places. That's the only bad thing. The other bad thing is we have an enormous Amazon warehouse in Orlando on the way to the airport. Hi, Paula. Welcome in. Oh, Paula, come over to the YouTube page, and you'll get you should be able to hear the sound and everything. I wish they would make it where you could take everything and bring it to the warehouse, similar to what you do to the post office. But they don't allow that yet. They don't have the I guess the check-in privileges or the check-in system set up so people could do that. But that would be so cool. So cool. I mean, right now I have to pack it, and the boxes are going to be pretty big. And I have to take it to a FedEx, which is 10 miles up the street. Not a big deal. It's just another 10, 15 miles I could be at the warehouse. That's how close it is. And the nice thing is that's where, because they opened up all these warehouses like that across the country, that's how we can get stuff. If you order it in the morning, you can get it in the afternoon on some items, not every item. Same day delivery, which is another way that Amazon has beat out eBay with that. But little things. And now the other reason I like Amazon so much is because if Sandy and I are going to do some more traveling, which we probably are, we're going back home again in a couple of months. Home is Boston area. I don't have to shut my eBay store like I have to, because I don't know when I'll be back, or I won't be back for 2 months. Amazon, the stuff is there and they ship it. The orders come in, they take care of it. So you got to look at it as you're paying help, because the Amazon fees are a little bit more than eBay, but they're doing everything. You list it on there, and the listing is very simple. It's not, you don't have to take pictures and everything. Hey, Jeff, how are you? You don't have to take pictures or anything like that unless you're doing a completely new listing on Amazon. Most of the stuff is on Amazon. Hello, James, how are you? So the nice thing about that is you're just scanning the barcode. It's there. You could put in your, if you're selling something used or pre-owned, you put in your conditions. So if somebody gets it and they're expecting new, you don't, it's not new, you don't want that. You want to tell them it's got a dent, it's got a crack, it's got a crease, it's a crevice, whatever. So when they get it, they know what they're getting. But then the people at the Amazon warehouse, they pack it, they ship it, they take the payment, and at the end of the month, or whatever you have for payout, you get paid. So that's the other reason I like it so much. I could see that I'm going to go towards Amazon more than eBay, plus my own website. I have to get my own website up and going. So once again, I'll put the offer out there. Anybody wants to come in and talk about Wednesday morning, or what you're doing, what your plans are for Wednesday, feel free to come on. No problem. If you want to just chat a little and say hi, that's fine too. But I wanted to come on and start doing something with trying to get my hours up for YouTube and that type of stuff. I know Paula said she couldn't get sound, but she was on Facebook. You have to come over. Let me see if I could put the link in the Facebook page. That's the benefit of having two screens. You have to, I should have. Can I edit? Edit. See, every time you do a link, it brings up the HTTPS. And all you want it to start with is the www. Because the HTTPS is when somebody's logged in. So if they're not logged in, they're not going to be able to get in. John, what's happening? Oh, for some reason I clicked the link. John, why don't you come on live with me? Hello, Diane. Oh, I can't comment on. Bear with me, everybody. I have like 6 windows open. Replying to John. Well, John, you could probably hear me. Why don't you come on live with me? I'll send you the link. Anybody wants to come on and say hello or whatever, the invitation is open. Here we go. John, look at your instant message. Hopefully you could hear me. So, what else is happening with everybody? Once again, my morning stop. Usually I take Maddie with me, but I have to clean out the truck. And any ride with Maddie is like a ton of hairs everywhere. Right, Maddie? Want to come here and say hi? Come here. Come here. Come here. Want to say hi? Come here. Want to say hi? Say hi. Huh? Speak. Speak. Come on, speak. Stay. Speak. Speak. She can sneeze. I don't have a treat though. That's what you thought it was. You were getting was a treat. I don't have a treat. No treats. So, like I said, Inventory Lab. I'm kind of getting really hooked on Inventory Lab. It's going to, I know, make life easier to do my. I'm at my job listening while working. Cool. Very cool. As long as they let you do that, that's cool. This is my job. I get out of bed, come to my office here, and I'm working. It kind of sucks lately, but that's what I do. I guess that's another reason why I like to go on, because I want to go on, because I miss interaction. I miss the interaction with people and stuff like that. Arthur Leslie, I'm taking advantage of rain, finally taking a break and doing a bit of real estate research. What kind? Bye, Jeff. Take care. What kind of real estate research, Arthur? I was actually talking to someone yesterday who has done some work for me in the past. He's a contractor, and I'm putting together a proposal for him to see if he's interested in buying a rental house that I own. But he's an investor, so he's like, 20-30% off retail, and I'm not into that right now. But what kind of real estate research are you doing? Sorry if you can hear that. Landscapers just arrived to do the landscape. Two thumbs up. Thank you very much. Yeah, definitely, everybody. Hit the thumbs up. It'd be greatly appreciated. We have a few people. We have just about almost the same amount of people on Facebook listening as there are on YouTube listening. If you can't hear me correctly, come over to the YouTube page. Hopefully everybody will see that. So it's 50 in Texas and rain. Like I said, it's probably 70 now. It's going to get tired of renting from Slumlord. Yes, because you're only building his equity. But what kind of research? You're looking to, rural acreage plus local house here for temporary move and then sell after finding what I want. What part of the country are you in, Arthur? Mississippi. So where are you doing your research? Just, I have a feeling I know what you're going to put in there, but where are you doing your research? Adam, how are you, Adam? Adam, you want to come on with me? Say hello, talk a little. Anybody. The invitation is open to anybody. Here. I will put it right there. That's the link. Anybody wants to come in, I can see you come in. But Adam, where are you doing your research? Prosperous Caregivers. LOL was on Facebook, just jumped over to YouTube. Oh, James, yes. Thank you. Hello, Lisa. Arthur. No, but Arthur, what site? No camera ready, but thanks. Okay, Arthur. Arthur does a great channel too. If anybody's interested, just click on his name and you can subscribe. No, Arthur, where are you doing your research? Like, what site are you using? In Louisiana. Yeah, Louisiana's been getting rocked the last couple of months with storms. Sandy and I actually are looking to leave Florida. And when last time we went home, it was November. We spent November and first part of December up back home, and it was cold. And I know that it's going to take a year for your blood to thicken back up, because when we moved here from Massachusetts, it took a year for us to get acclimated to the temperature. But we finally spoke after looking at 46 in Austin, Texas. Wow. Uncle B, old school flips. Hello, Uncle B's. We visited so many properties and everything in New Hampshire, because Massachusetts, the taxes are just extremely high. So we looked at New Hampshire, and I wanted something with a couple of acres and stuff like that. But like everything we found under 200 or at 200, 250, still needed $50,000 to $100,000 worth of work. And then we said, it's 40 where Adam is. Wow. Hello, Bonnie. We said to each other, do we really want to deal with the snow? We could deal with the cold, but do we really want to deal with the snow again? Hello, Bonnie. Welcome in. We're just talking. I was talking earlier about using Inventory Lab, and now I guess we're just talking. Adam's looking at property. So we're looking to go to the Carolinas or Virginia. But I know a lot of people say they use Zillow to do their research, and don't do Zillow. Because to this day, I'll get calls on properties that we had listed and that have sold 6 months to a year ago, because no snow where Bonnie is. Nice. Hey, DLC, how are you? Because Zillow's not updated. They rely on the agent to update it. If you're going to do research, Yeah, no, Zillow is still outdated, has been since its inception. You got to use Realtor.com because Realtor.com is updated every 4 hours directly from everyone's MLS. That's the agreement with Realtor.com. So that's the best way to do it. So you're not looking at something that's already under contract, has a contract on it, or has already sold. And Trulia is the same thing. Trulia is owned by Zillow, so they'll give you the same bad information. So you can set yourself up some searches on Realtor.com. No, Trulia, Adam. Trulia is owned by Zillow, so you're going to get the same bad info. The only site that's updated directly from MLS automatically is Realtor.com. The other ones are aggregate sites that they rely on the agent to update them. And I guess they've proven it with me. I have listings that I guess I still have up there that I haven't removed because they sold. And some agents do it on purpose just so they would get calls. Like if you list a condo down here for 30 grand, I'm not saying that that'll happen, but it might. It's not 2006 anymore. You're going to get 1 million calls on that, especially if you put near Disney. You'll get 1 million calls. So if you sell it and you don't update Zillow, it's still going to show it's available. And you want those leads, so why update it? What's a good site to look for winter rentals in Florida? My vacation home is listed on HomeAway. I was talking to somebody else about that earlier in the chat. I am going to sell my rental home because we want to buy something somewhere else. But HomeAway is connected with everything: Airbnb, VRBO, Expedia. These days, it's not just Airbnb anymore. There's so many. Rentalsbyowners.com. Yeah, it depends how long you're looking for too. Winter. So is that a month, 2 months, 3 months? HomeAway is good. I like it. I've been with them now as long as I've owned this home. I think I'm going on 3 years. And they're a decent site. Arthur said, what's a good site? Or Arthur says, online is okay, but I've always had better luck dealing with certain local individuals in an area first instead of online realtors. Best deals usually not public. Oh, very true. Very true. It's always best to deal with the listing agent because a lot of times if you tell them, and I only know this because I've been doing it for so long. Listen, I'll deal with you. I'll give you the contract, but you waive your other, the other 2 or 3%, and I'm going to lowball the offer. Hello, Tiffany. I know some of the investor courses and stuff, they teach you to go around, look at the neighborhoods, and if you see a moving van or you look for, just go to forowners.com, buyowners.com. You go to work late, Tiffany. Also, and this is the only thing that Zillow may help you out with, you could do a reverse search in Zillow for what's it called? I just forget off the top of my head. I think it's owners, just owners selling on their own. I forget the correct name, but I used to have my agents go on there and scrape the list and then call those people to see if they wanted a list, because let's face it, if you're selling your house by owner, who's going to see it unless they come drive down your street and see the sign for sale by owner? There's people like yourself. You put in 4 or 5 different states you're looking in. You're not going to, FSBO. You're not going to drive down every street in every state looking for a house. So unless they list it, then it's going to go nationwide, worldwide. When I list something, I put my listings on every real estate, 83, I think, real estate websites around the world. That's how I sold so many properties. But yeah, FSBO, for sale by owner. FSBO.com is another one. They're only going to see your property when somebody stumbles upon it, somebody drives by. And if you're in a gated community, the only people that are going to see the sign are the people that live in the community. So you want exposure. But yeah, listen to a lot of investor people, Arthur, you probably did already, but they tell you there's certain things you look for: a moving sign, must sell, things like that. Or you got an investor that bought too many properties and now he's dying, or he's in foreclosure and he's got to sell them really quick, so they're dumping them. You'll see the signs on the street that says must go, must sell now, 2-bedroom, 3-bath, the loan to value or whatever, the ratio. I'm selling it for $100,000, $20,000, $30,000 worth of work, and it's worth $200,000. Stuff like that. I tell people typically stay away from the handwritten signs on the street because some of them are scams too. I've had that happen because some of them will tell you, oh, no, just sign the deed over to me and I'll take care of everything and you'll be off the loan. That's not the case. You sign the deed over, you just signed your property over to them like a quick claim, but you still have the mortgage. You can't sign a mortgage over to anybody without the lender's approval. So it's weird how this topic just turned into real estate from Amazon. Not that I mind. I've been doing real estate now 16 years. It's the Wild West here in Florida for real estate. So what's everybody else up to? And like I said, I put the link in the chat a little further up. If anybody wants to come in and say hello, talk a little, don't be bashful, don't be shy. Like I used to tell my agents, just list, just do the video. Younger days, I was very active in real estate, have a lot of practical learning. Cool. Lisa is working. Hit the thumbs up if anybody's with us. Thank you very much for coming on. And but hit the thumbs up for me if you could. Could have tried to make this a regular thing. Try to work out some things that I can get people on with me and talk about different things. But I know most of you, I believe. Actually, I don't know. I've seen most of you in the auctions. Are you to show on the auction tonight? Actually, no. D, how are the auctions going, Adam? D, T brought in somebody tonight, and I saw his preview video, and he has a lot of different things, cool things that I don't think have been on the auction before. So I bowed out. Not that I wanted to, but I just thought it was the right thing because he's got so much stuff. He does storage units, but I guess he buys pallets also, which I'm trying to do myself. So I bowed out. I told T in the chat during the last night, I says, he's got so many cool things and people were interested, so I'm going to bow out. So that was it. So I'll just, I have plenty of things to do. like I said, I have 100 and something, 105 items here so far to send into Amazon. And yeah, I mean, I still have my eBay stuff going. I've been shipping out all my eBays. Okay, the chat on YouTube is faster than the chat on StreamYard. You will be missed, I'm sure. Well, thank you very much, DLC. Adam, okay. If I ever get healthy and move to DE, I may buy some liquidation. You know, Adam, I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't mean to say it like that. I don't know what your health issue is, but that was nice of you. Thank you, Tiffany. But yeah, getting old is so overrated. I know as soon as we turned 50, it's like the line item for doctor visits got more and more and more. And I'm dealing now with 3 herniated discs in my neck that are pressing against my spinal cord. So I'm in a lot of pain most of the day. And, you know, it just sucks when you're old. Everything, you know, because every doctor, every surgeon I spoke to, I went to 5 people. Okay, Lisa, have a good run. Everybody asked, well, were you playing football? Did you have a car accident? And I said, no, I got old. And they all laugh. And you know, well, you're not that old. But yeah, I'm going in for epidural injection in my neck, the first one, I believe next week. Wow, he's seen 3 doctors in less than a week, and doctors don't always know what to do. It's very true. The last surgeon I saw, because the first surgeon in, I don't know, 3-4 months ago, I was in the surgery room, knocked out. Next thing I know, I'm waking up, and they said we couldn't do the surgery because the x-ray could not give them a clear path to the disc to remove the disc. So they recommended me to another doctor, and who has a lot more equipment. And he said, you know, I'd like to do the surgery. He says, well, it's a matter of taking the discs out, putting a spacer in, and putting a plate in. But then the 2 discs above and everything else below is going to move, but these 3 aren't. He says, I'd hate to see you have to come back in 5 years and I have to do it again. He says, I recommend you going to this other doctor, and he'll do what they call as a facet. Because I've had a headache now every day, 3-4 years, which is unusual. And he didn't think the disc was a contributing factor to that. But I saw the doctor, and he says, yes, it is. The pain down my arms, the numbness and tingling. So I told him, I said, I had a spinal injection in my neck, 3 of them, last March. They lasted 3 weeks, and the pain came back and even more. I had it done in my lower back. I have a herniated disc, and that lasted so far almost 6 years. The pain's coming back little by little. So this doctor says, well, we do an injection. We try to put the fluid back. If it works, great. If not, we do it once more in 2 weeks. If it works, great. If not, then we go in and we burn the nerve, so it stops sending the pain receptors to the brain. It sounds creepy to me, but he says you should be out of pain with that 6 months to a year. So at this point, I'll take anything. I've had 4 pain blocks for various issues, and none of them worked. You might need the same thing that I'm going for. Whenever I happen to go to the doctor, they treat me as a new patient due to the time lapse since the last visit. Wow. Yeah, I come in prepared all the time. I have all my stuff in a little envelope, and they said, wow, this is, because I've done everything. If I had a denervation and it didn't work. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's another reason I'm on a diet, too, is because that's the other thing. Well, you're a big guy, you're heavy, and yeah. So we're doing that, which seems to be working also. We're using MyFitnessPal, which basically all it is count your calories, helps you count your calories, keeps track of what you eat. Shows you like you had this many carbs and this many sodium and that type of stuff. And I'm down to 1,500 calories a day. I was on a diet 3 years ago, I believe, 4 years ago, and I put myself on 800 calories a day, which was tough, but I lost weight. So, what about some positive news, everybody? What's everybody working on today? I want to try to start boxing up and shipping out my Amazons, because some of the stuff that had a rating of like 1,000, 2,000, which means they should sell within a couple of days. I think out of everything, only one piece was 1 million. And that's because there hasn't been any on the site for months and months. So I'm hoping that will still sell. And I still run into problems like this. I got this at a garage sale. It's got a good retail value, but I'm blocked in Transformers, or I'm gated in Transformers. Amazon sucks with that stuff. Hi, Heidi. How are you? Getting them ready to list. Cool. Yeah, every time I'm running up to or running down to, like, I'm ungated for games now, but stuff like this and stuff like this, when I'm gated, since I'm in the computer here and I have every screen open, like I'm ungated in games. Unfortunately, I'm not ungated in Nintendo. So even though this is a game, they're Nintendo. So I'm gated. I can't sell. So I just take a picture and list it on eBay. And the funny thing is, I had one of these Zeldas for PlayStation. No, GameCube. And even though GameCube's not around anymore, you're still gated, which makes no sense to me. I've run into that before with Amazon. If there's a company that's been out of business for 10 years and you have something that's brand new, how could you be gated in it? Because you can't get ungated, because you can't get any from a distributor or from the company because they've been out of business for 10 years. So if anybody knows the answer to that. Heidi, I'm not going to be on the auction tonight. Although Mike, who's going to be on, looks like he has a lot of cool stuff. I saw the preview last night, and when I started seeing all the cool stuff he had that was different than the typical stuff that we've been bringing, I backed out. I said, I was told, and it's in the chat. I didn't make it private or anything. I made it public. I said, T, he's got a lot of cool stuff. I'm going to bow out. So he's going to bring more lots. So he should have some good stuff. He's got plush, and he bagged everything in toys. He does storage auctions, and it definitely looks like he has pallet purchased also. But yeah, I got plenty of things to do. Looking at storage units closing today right now. That's funny. I got an email that stuff was closing today too. I don't have the room right now. I really don't. Oh, here's something. Is anybody going to ASD next month in Vegas? Sandy and I are looking into it really hot and heavy, because I think it's a new way to get into new items, brand new items. And I'm not saying, import from China or anything. Although I do import toys from Japan. I do get Japanese toys, mostly Godzilla, stuff like that. But the Chinese stuff, some of it's actually knockoffs. And I don't want to jeopardize my account. Heidi, ASD. I got an email. Hold on. ASD last wages. Copy. Paste. Oh, won't let me. Oh, wait a minute. There's the link. Oh, good point, DLC. I so wanted to go, but I don't want to go on a plane due to the coronavirus. Good point. Yeah, my wife works at the airport, and they're all freaked out about it over there. But I guess if the plane hasn't left the country, because not every plane does international flights, maybe it wouldn't be too bad. Maybe it wouldn't be so much of a risk, but then you don't know where the people came from. And leaving from Orlando here, that's a hub, international hub. So you got a point there. Paul, a lot of the gating is merely for Amazon to control it. Reason it doesn't make sense is sometimes is why we can't get ungated. I know, Arthur, but like with me, last year took me 3 months to get ungated to sell Hasbro Marvel Legends toys. And I sent them everything. Sent them the proof, and then they came back. Well, we need pictures of the item. And I sent them pictures of the cases and the item. Oh, no, we need pictures of every side, top, bottom of every piece. I sent it to them. Finally, they ungated me. It took 3 months. And then October, November, December, I didn't do anything with them. I had my stuff that was up there and I just let it go. And then January, new stuff started to come in. So I started to list it and I'm gated again. So I told Amazon, I said, you already approved me once. Do I have to keep getting approved? So I went through I went through the approval process again. Thank God. If I can show you, all that stuff came in. So I had all my invoices, I had all the boxes, I had all the pictures, and they ungated me. Took this time 2 days. So then I started to list some other stuff. And they said, you can't sell that. And I said, wait a minute, it's Hasbro. Here, look. And then it took 2 days and they ungated me. So it's crazy. It's just crazy. And I told them, I said, do I have to keep going through this like every couple of months? And of course, you don't get an answer. I'm sure that's one way Amazon is keeping their costs down by not having a support call center. Just some straightening up, and then my show is at 3. I have a clothing seller. She sells mainly on eBay, very successful. Yeah, so everybody click on Adam's link there. And he does a lot of shows. He's on a lot. He's got a lot of good content. One of them is on my site. He dropped a bomb, man. If you sell video games and you want to know what the value is, it's right there. He has a great site to look at. If you go on the ASD website, you can get all the contacts for the exhibitors that will be there. Yes, but because I haven't been to ASD in probably 25 years. Sometimes at the show, if you order at the show, there's deals like free shipping. I don't know, there's all kinds of deals. Free shipping usually on your first order at the show is one of the common deals, but there's always stuff, show specials, so there's always stuff like that. Lisa, how are you? You want to come on, Lisa? Oh, that's the wrong link. Anybody wants to come on, just I put the link further up. If anybody's interested in coming on talking. So yeah, it is good that you get a list, but for the Chinese distributors or the out of the country distributors, you're going to call and say, hey, what's the deal? What do you have? I mean, I have done it in the past to some of my Japan contacts. Plus, then you have to have an importer to be at the customs, accept the package or the pallet. Like I used to get a lot of toys from Japan. So there's a lot of stuff that's like that. Still working on stuff at the moment. Okay. You can register for ASD and not attend, but still get a directory. True. You just can't get the deals. And it's something about seeing the stuff, Like if they could take a good picture of this, just this, and you say, well, that's a cool 6-inch figure. When you look at it in your hand, it's like, oh, wow, it's only 4 inches, 3 inches. Things like that. So, what else, everybody? Thank you for coming in. Hit the thumbs up for me, please. Thank you. Like I said, there's Flippin' Crazy Lisa. She's got a good channel, too. She's got this kick-ass Monte Carlo, I believe it is. She's done videos on and customized the car. Anybody else, just subscribe to each other. And there's Virginia Toys and Treasures. Hey, good morning, Paul and everybody. Hi, you're Mike, right? Virginia Toys. Only 2 reasons I go to ASD: to spend some time with friends or to pick up last day deals on the boots they didn't want to take back. Yeah, but that's if you're going to drive and you got a place to take it, right? You could make it to ASD. You can't offer me the show special. That's true, too. But once again, are you going to call international distributors? Like for me, I do toys. I've done toys now 40-something years. The Bandai stuff. There's Bandai America, and then there's Bandai in Japan, which are not supposed to be sold here. But if there's a distributor in the UK, they don't have any qualms about sending them to you. But are you going to call the UK and spend some time and introduce yourself and say, this is what I'm interested in, I'll buy case lots? And, whereas if you meet them in person and say, all right, the guy came to the show, he's serious, got his business card, this is his plan, what he wants to do. So there's just different things like that. So Virginia Toys and Treasures is Mike. He is going to be on the auction tonight. Like I said, I saw all the cool stuff that Mike had. I have backed out because I think he's got just different items, different things, and they're cool things. So I just, I told T I wanted to back out to give Mike all the time. I really miss us being on the shows together. What do you use for international calls? No, I have Google Voice for my office. Some people use the app WhatsApp. I haven't. And to tell you the truth, it's been so long since I've had to call a distributor overseas because don't forget, for the last 16 years, I've been a real estate broker, and I let eBay go on the sidelines. Way back in the 80s, I was calling Japan and that type of stuff all the time, and there were no apps. So I was just using the phone. Just had to remember, okay, it's 6 hours, 10 hours ahead of us or whatever. But then I had to have my customs guy in Boston. I had an export-import shipper for me. He would collect the packages or the pallets at customs and then deliver them to me. So there's a lot of stuff you have to do. But once you're at ASD and you tell them what you're interested in, then you can work out all that there. Like I remember when I went 25 years ago, I met with a couple of companies, and there I knew they manufactured this Disney figure that wasn't supposed to be sold in the United States, but they had them on display. And I says, I'm interested in these. And they said, well, we can't sell them to you because you're in the United States. And I said, I know that, but how do I do it? So you have that little rapport with them going already. I told them what I did. At that time, I was a show promoter also. I used to put on Disney collector shows. And they knew that I was heavy into Disney, and we worked out a deal. So I was probably the only person on the East Coast that was selling these figures from Germany, Disney figures from Germany. Good morning, Daryl. How are you? So that's the thing about going to ASD. You could make these connections that you probably can't over the phone, because you can call, and you know how the phone is. You call a company and they have all these buffers in place, before you get to the real person that you want to talk to. But when you're at the place, when you're at ASD, sometimes the people are there. Yes, Mike. I actually just got cases of the new McFarlane DC figures, the new Batman line. They're up there at the end. I had pre-ordered them because being brand new with DC, they already started to sell out. Like that Batman Who Laughs. I bought a whole case of just that figure because that was the first one to sell out. And I luckily got it. Yes, DLC face-to-face. I suffered through the time when it was almost took an act of Congress just to be able to accept credit cards on your website. I remember those days, which was the only place to sell. I collect DC figures. Oh, cool. I don't have that many, although I did get this the other day. And of course, Amazon gave me crap about that. So I couldn't list that on Amazon. Arthur, I remember the old days when eBay first started, when we had to go to the post office with all the postal money orders. That was the cool thing. I don't know how far back some of you guys, girls, gals go, but way back, I opened my first store in 79. And I've always diversified, and I've always sold comics and collectibles. No matter what my store was, I always sold comics and collectibles. And we used to advertise in a magazine called Toy Shop. And it was a magazine, but it was like Look. Well, a lot of people don't know what Look is either. Like a newspaper style magazine with 90% ads. And I started to build up a huge mail order department for all over the world because the magazine went all over the world. And it was great. And then eBay came along. Well, it actually was Auction Watch first, and we started a list on that. Yes, Lisa. And then it became eBay, and then it got bigger and bigger. And all of a sudden, it's like, wow, most of my business is online. Why do I need the store? people are buying everything they want from me online because I sold resin kits, model kits from all different companies. I was a distributor for a couple of the model companies. Plus, we used to manufacture our own. We would hire a sculptor, and we would do the casting and part them out and do the box art and everything and sell them. And then it was like, well, why do we need the store anymore? So, that's all history and stuff. And I could go on with that for a while, but I don't want to. Action figure magazines. Yeah, like Lee's. I forget his first name. I don't know if he's still doing the magazine. I remember him. I think he was in Connecticut. I write so few checks that I'm using checks from my bank that acquired by another bank about 7 years ago. That's cool, Adam. Lee's Action Figure News, I believe is what it was. And then there was Tom Bush, who did the Disney Anna books. Tom is from Ohio. I don't know what he's doing these days. I haven't seen some of these people in 15, 20 years. But yeah, that was, those were the fun times when all that stuff was. And we were able to, Lisa's been to Chiller. Chiller Theater is a show in the Meadowlands that we used to go to. And when eBay started to get real popular, the shows started to decline. And what I mean by that is, we would go to a show and we would get a booth. And man, my motto when we did shows was stack it high and watch it fly. And, we would do, $10,000, $15,000 at a weekend show. And then eBay came along and then people started saying, well, I can get that cheaper on eBay. Well, I can get that cheaper on eBay. Do you have this? No. Well, I can get it on eBay anyway. So eBay had a big effect when it first started exploding, had a big effect on toy, comic, and collector shows. And now I think it's the same. Maybe it's leveled out a lot. You still see a lot of it, but it's always going to have an effect because now Amazon also. And there's always those things people, I don't know if the camera can turn that way. Like those comics, those are graded. Okay. There was a couple of things where people had reports that they bought graded comics on eBay and something didn't look right or feel right. And they discovered that what they call them slabbed had been opened, and people would put a lesser valued comic in there. So, people are always trying to scam, which sucks. But they figure, hey, I'm not in front of the person. The person's, 13, 15, 2,000 miles away. I'm going to do this. But I just keep rambling. So what's everybody else dealing with today? What's everyone else working on today? And once again, I greatly appreciate everybody for stopping by, chiming in. Man, it's been an hour already. I've talked Amazon. I've talked real estate. Now, eBay again and collector shows. And I'm glad everybody's chimed in. Or fake COS. What's COS? Oh, COAs, Certificate of Authenticity. Correct. Very, very true. Very, very true. Well, I don't know. Does it tell me? It doesn't tell me how long I've been on. Yes, Lisa, like tomorrow morning or anyone. So yeah, I'm glad this worked. I wish there was a way to tell how long I've been streaming. I thought there was. Oh yes, live. Okay. We just hit an hour. All right, so I'm gonna cut it here. Because I think this one of our other associates, or however you say it, friends do their show at 10. It's in. I saw it. Should have a time. I just saw it. I'm sorry. So I want to thank everybody for coming in. This was great. It was fun, and getting used to this. So I will do this again, probably tomorrow. And thank you again. Hit the thumbs up, make some comments, and watch for it again. And subscribe to everybody. And don't forget, Adam says he has a show tonight, this afternoon at 3. And Mike from Virginia Toys is going to be on with T tonight to do his auction. And he's got some cool stuff, different things, not the usual suspects that you see from Donna, myself, Lisa, whoever's on. Mike has a different realm of items. So check that out. And I will let everybody, if you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, I hope, please, thank you. You'll see when I come on again. So thank you again, everybody. Good morning, and make it a great day.